Hello everybody and welcome back to Space Engine. I was going to say Space Engineers for a second, but this is most certainly not Space Engineers. Alright, really? I magically found one with life just by accident? Cool. Let's check it out, I guess. Why not? Have some places to go, but we can do a quick stop over here. It is marine organic unicellular life. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Oh, it has a bit of a ring system. You can just barely see it. It's very faint. One of the moons of, I believe, Saturn may have rings, but we're not sure. That's kind of cool. Which one was it again? It isn't Hyperion. It's one of them. Either way, it's kind of cool. Life was originated here. Abiogenic. Nice. Anyways, let's go to the places I was asked to go, because that's always fun. Control Z. Oh, come on. I copied and pasted. 1 second. Right then. Control V. I know it exists. It does exist. All right. And I was asked to go to... Or there's 2 planets with interlocking ring systems. Yeah, look at that. Well, that's kind of cool. How would that even work? Like, gravitationally, how would that work? Because there'd be like a Lagrange point somewhere in here that would make the rings... I would actually assume the rings would become... like, it would be one ring around both of them, with the barycenter as like the center of mass in the system. I can't see how this would be a very stable setup, but I could be wrong. That's actually really cool. I like that. And we have that. I wonder, can I speed this up and make them orbit? That's exposure. That is not time. Well, what the hell? Oh, I have to zoom into the barycenter. Okay. Where is timeout? There we go. Yeah. Alright. What an odd planetary system. I approve of this. This is nice. But anyways, let's, actually, you know what? Let's check the surface of one of them. Let's land there. Slow down a bit. Come on down. Slow down more. And we'll just crash into the ground. Beautiful. Game lags while it loads. Also beautiful. Because it always happens. It's a cold, arid Terra. I prefer the original Terra. You know, Earth. And, wow. What a sky. It's on the equator. Let's head north, or south, whichever direction this is. A different, yeah, let's go to a different latitude. Just to see how that looks. Ooh. Let's go to the top of this here cliff. As it loads in, slowly. Alright. What a great sky. My goodness. Those rings. Oh, I like this. This is a very pebbly ground. Man, I could live here. Actually, no, I need some trees. But that sky. That is a really nice sky. Let's speed up time, see what it looks like. That's Jimmy. Yes? Uh-huh, okay. He has a lot to say. As long as he leaves the fish tank alone. Which he appears not to be, but I'll go and grab him here in a second if he causes too many trouble. Oi. Okay, whatever. Right then, let's go to some other places. Even though I thoroughly enjoy this. This is a nice place. Very nice indeed. Alright, now these ones are ones that I've written down. So let's try them out. RSC, oh no, 8076 dash 17399 dash 4 dash 1807 dash 40 A4. Yes, Jimmy. What? Hey. What? You bored? Okay. Anyways, wow. That kind of just jumps out as a wow. Holy crap. That's a seizure-inducing. Yeah, we'll look away from that. My goodness. The sky is just beautiful everywhere it goes. I have to throw something at my cat. What can I throw at him that won't hurt him? Grab a pencil or something? One second. Get down. And the cat has been kicked out. Anyways, oh, look at that. Multiple galaxies colliding. We're in a cluster. The central star looks intense. It's a white dwarf. It has life. This is a really extreme location. My goodness. And it has life, too. Let's check this out. It's a white dwarf. It's streaming. Wow. What a world. But anyways, this one has organic, unicellular, marine, and terrestrial. That's kind of cool. Temperature, organic, multicellular. The atmosphere is mostly on. That's a lot of oxygen. Jesus Christ. Water, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide. That's a very oxygen-rich atmosphere on an iron planet. Man, the amount of oxidation. And actually, that's curious. Because when Earth started oxidizing, like the atmosphere started like being enriched with oxygen, a ton of iron in the ocean oxidized into, well, iron oxide, rust, and sank. And it actually slowed down the oxygenation process on Earth because so much oxygen had to, first oxidize the metals on the surface and in the oceans before it could start making up any real concentration in the atmosphere. So this is a very iron-rich planet that's also incredibly oxygen-rich in terms of atmosphere. And that is interesting. I like that. Let's fly. So you have like a very iron-rich crust. I would assume it's oceans. Probably have a lot of dissolved metals. Actually, at this point, they probably wouldn't, because any dissolved iron would just like oxidize into iron oxide and sink. So there would probably be negligible amounts of that. Maybe other non-oxidizing metals might show up. Platinum and whatnot. This reminds me of like a CGI simulation from like a mid-90s, early 2000s computer. Or actually, maybe even 80s. Like in Star Trek 2 with the Genesis device when they were flying around. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Just how like it's moving and how everything's generating. That's a blast from the past. I was not alive in the 80s, mind you. I was born in the early 90s. 93. Which people would be like, oh, you're a 90s kid. It's like, no, I wasn't. I was a 90s toddler. I was a 2000s kid. Big difference. I mean, like, honestly, I was like, what? 9 or 8? 7? Yeah, or around 7 when the 90s ended. So, it's just, no. I was mostly a child in the early 2000s. Honestly, to be a 90s kid, you had to have been like born in the 80s. That's just kind of how it works. My oldest brother was a 90s kid because he was born in like mid 80s. Whoa. All right, let's get out of here. Boop. Oh, but this is such a cool planet. I like it here. I want to live here, not permanently. Actually, I would like to visit anyways. Let's go into the ocean. Wow. But no, anyways, yeah, let's find somewhere else to go. Somewhere fun and exciting. No, that was pretty fun and exciting. I almost see a face there. That's just pareidolia. Oh, that has a little asteroid moon. How adorable. Anyways, let's carry on. Next up, location is RS 0 7 7 1. Those are the wrong dashes. All right. 0 7 7 1 1 5 1 8 dash 1 2 7 dash 2 2 4 dash 0 dash 0 dash 0. Is that a 1 1 3 3 or is there a dash there? Object not found. Is there a space that has to go there? Or is that a B3 and my handwriting is just awful, which is very possible. Yeah, it was my handwriting. All right, cool. This is what you get when you have a dyslexic person who the school system failed. Like, my mother had to teach me to read in grade 4 because the school just couldn't do it. It was kind of dumb because like I would get frustrated because I couldn't read or write, and they would handle that by just putting me in a room by myself, just out of the way, because I was a disruptive influence. So, yeah, I love my country and I love my city, but the school system here is terrible for learning disabilities. So, yeah, do not recommend. This looks like a watercolor painting or something, or a chalk thing. I like chalk. It's very, very pretty, whatever it is. It has like little blemishes, little volcanoes. Wow, what a nice sky. What a delightfully pleasant sky. This is a pleasant, pleasant planet. There's been a lot of really nice planets this episode. You guys have a really good eye for, like, aesthetics. I approve of that. But then again, I'm kind of hoping this is just a pleasant episode. Ooh, let's go to this volcano. Zoop. I mean, less pleasant, but still kind of cool. Kind of a cindery cone kind of thing. Krakatoa is a cinder cone. It actually did an eruption a few days ago, which it just does a lot. However, a lot of the videos posted on Twitter, it's like Krakatoa is erupting. A lot of those videos were from the 2018 eruption. The best way to tell is that Krakatoa no longer has a cone. Like, its actual cone collapsed in 2018. So if you see videos of, you know, a big cone volcano erupting, and it's like Krakatoa, it's like that's probably from 2018 or from an earlier eruption. Because, yeah, it no longer has a cone. It's more like a big crater in the ocean now. But, oh well. Let's get some information on this thing. We're looking at... Oh, crap. The ethane groups are getting to me again. Nitrogen, carbon dioxide. It's like propane or something. No, propane is like C2H4. I think that's propane. Or CH4 is propane. And what the hell is C2H4? Why do these, like, they all look so familiar to me. I have an organic chemistry textbook right next to me. You'd think I would understand these and recognize them. I know that's ammonia, but Jesus Christ. And that's hydrogen sulfide. That's carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, C3H8. Again with that, water, neon, helium. Like, holy crap. I can never remember all the different, like, there's like methane, ethane, acetylene, propane. It's like, I always screw them up. But I'm not mad. Okay, you know what? I'll get like a sticky note and I'll write down all the different names of them and put them on my computer next time. I'll probably forget, but if I don't, then I'll have them, so I'll know. Because you think I would know. I studied organic chemistry for quite a bit, so I should know this, but no. It always goes right over my head. Alright, carrying on. Next place is an NGC designation. Those are always fun. We got 2985, which is indeed a galaxy. I'm told it's pretty, and that one sounds familiar, so I think I know which one we're talking about. And no, it's not what I think of. It's just a nice little galaxy. Um, but we can bumble around in it for a bit. I have another 5 minutes left on this video. Okay, what is new in my world? Well, I've been doing a lot of 3D printing, a lot of model making, a little bit of game development. I'm going to get back to that once I finish up the next two models I'm working on. Because I really need to delve back into Go Outside Simulator and then start working on Cosmic Ocean, like, seriously. So, we'll get there eventually. Ooh, a carbon star. Let's go there. Yeah, my first, like the little Venera model that I showcased in that video that nobody watched, that's currently for sale. I'll link to the store below, but I don't expect anything coming from that. The next one I'm working on is Huygens, which was the Titan lander. It's pretty much done. I actually printed off some of the first parts yesterday for the test model, but I need to refiddle some of the things. Like the peripheral parts need to be changed a little bit so they fit better. But so far, so good. So far, so good. I also made like an armature or reverse mold, a form. There we go. That I can start making. I'm going to print it off, put it together, of course, and then I'm going to use it as a form to make shells for my miniatures of my rockets that I'm working on. So I can actually fly those using model rocket engines to test aerodynamics and stability and just various small-scale things, because if I can make them really cheap out of, like, probably paper mache, because I have built rockets out of, like, model rockets out of paper mache, you actually can get away with it. It's hilarious. But it's an incredibly cheap way to make rocket forms so that, you know, you can launch a ton of them, and if they break or fail, you're not out anything because it costs pretty much nothing to make. So that's kind of what I was working on. So like, I could have 3D print the entire rockets themselves, but I don't want to do that because that costs money, and I'm not... If I can save money, I'll save money. So that's coming up. I also need to work on my next balloon. I was going to have that built by now, but things then closed down, and I couldn't go out and get the parts for it. Like, I need to get wood, bits of wood and stuff to make the frame, because it's going to be an A-frame design. So I'll have to wait until the lockdowns are all over. Which I'm not complaining, I don't mind them. Honestly, the lockdowns have affected me very little, personally, because I work from home anyways. And I don't go out much, except to, like, go shopping. And I've actually, okay, I've wanted to wear masks and gloves. And I already do wear gloves in public. Like, I have my leather gloves. I wear them year round. I started doing that in grade 9. I don't like not having, like, if I'm in a public place, I have to wear gloves because people are gross. But I've wanted to wear a mask in public for a long time. And actually last year when I was bike riding, I wore my respirator because just screw it. Pollen and smoke was terrible. Mostly nitrogen, carbon dioxide, or carbon monoxide, neon, carbon dioxide, argon. But now I have an excuse to wear like a full face mask, like a fabric mask. So I'm gonna be doing that. And even when the lockdown's end and the pandemic's over, I'm still going to, because you can't stop me. I feel safer if my face is covered and my hands are covered because people are gross. I also walk with a cane because of my vertigo. So yeah, I kind of give off a somewhat, how to describe it? Not threatening aura, but mildly disturbing kind of aura. People are always like uncomfortable with me if I'm walking, especially at night. But it's like, I'm a very nice person. I wouldn't hurt anybody. So, don't judge a book by its cover. I look like a spooky Slender Man, but I promise I'm not. What a very, um, kind of a dry place, to be honest. But there's life here, apparently. Its moon, one of its moons has life. The planet itself does not. I knew it. I mean, I didn't, but... Which one has life? You have life. I was wasting my time there when the moon had life. It's just a classic, mini Aquaria with life. It looks like our moon. Are you sure it's in an ice situation? Or is this not the moon with life? No, it is. It's subglacial. Whoa, what an odd place. Let's hang out on the Terminator where it's not so bright. In this crater, as a matter of fact. Right on the crater's rim. Because I always like scenes like this. I could go to the moon just to get scenes like this. I enjoy the moon, or Luna. You know, I'm just gonna call it Luna from now on. I'm gonna stop calling it the moon. So yeah, Luna. And I enjoy Earth being called Terra, and the Sun Sol. It just seems much more, I don't know. Even though Earth and Terra can be interchangeable because a lot of people use Earth anyways, and I like Earth. But in a more professional capacity, I do use Terra a lot. But anyways, I'm going to leave it off there. I hope you all enjoyed. Sorry for being a month since my last Space Engine video, but again, 3D printing and modeling have been taking up all of my time. But I'm going to try, I'm going to do some like pre-recording on some stuff. Like Space Engine I have to do time by time because I take requests. But I'm going to try pre-recording other things so I have more content that I can post on a more regular basis. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and space.